Hi, this is Brent Weinbach, and attention Tulsa, Oklahoma, or to anybody who lives near Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'll be doing a show on August 15th at the Canes Ballroom, the smaller room called Bob's Room. It's been called Bob's Room. It's part of the Blue Whale Comedy Festival. If you just look for Blue Whale Comedy Festival on Google, you'll find the website and you'll find out how to get to go to the show. Um, or just contact me for details, I guess. But you can find it. I'm sure you can find it. That's August 15th. That's a Friday. It's a 6 p.m. show. Okay, heads up. It's a 6 p.m. show. So hopefully you get off. If you get off of work at 5 o'clock, just head right over and start the weekend off with some laughs. And then this is a bit further down the line, but October 1st, which I think is a Wednesday, I'll be at the Punchline Comedy Club in San Francisco, California. Just look up Punchline Comedy Club, San Francisco. You can find the website and you can find tickets. You'll find how to get tickets there. Just one show, and it's probably at 8 o'clock. Maybe it's at 7:30. I don't know. It's probably 8 o'clock, something like that. So, if you get off of work at 5, you've got plenty of time to get over there. Welcome to the Brent Weinbach podcast. My name is Brent Weinbach, and I'm here with Jack Birch,
Hello.
otherwise known as Jackie B,
Mm-hmm.
Jacqueline Birch,
Uh-huh.
Jack of all birches.
Yep, yep.
You ever get that one? You ever
All
get
the
any of
time.
those? What about Jackie B?
Yeah,
Come on.
whenever I come on here.
Oh, I don't think I've said Jackie B before until right
Okay.
now.
Jacqueline.
With Jacqueline, I say, definitely.
Yeah.
Jacqueline.
Your boy JB.
Yeah.
I just get Birch a lot. That's what I get a lot.
Oh,
Just
really?
the surname.
Huh,
I
Birch.
think I think because for my age group, Jack is quite a popular name.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I
So
think
in
Jack's
my
been I feel like Jack has been a popular name for any
for,
age group.
yeah. Yeah, so in my friends group where there's a few Jacks, they just, we get the surname. I get demoted to surname.
I see. Yeah. What about how do you like Jacqueline? Oh, we talked about Jacqueline already. So
It's fun. I like it.
Jacqueline. I don't know.
Spicy.
Sometimes I just want to say Jacqueline. I don't know.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, you're by all means.
yeah. Sorry, I know we totally talked about this already. It's a repeat, but
Do you ever get
do
Brenton?
we know how what?
Do you ever get Brenton?
Yes, I actually have indeed. When I was in fifth grade, my best friend, he was Korean. I mean, he wasn't from Korea, but he was, he's from the United States, but his parents were from Korea.
Hmm.
And for some reason, they just were not. Okay, well, there's a couple things. Brent in Korean is actually three syllables. It's
Okay.
burentu,
Okay.
which is kind of how it is in Japanese as well, actually.
Sure.
Um, I guess it would be more like barento or something like that. It'd be like yeah, barento, but
Brento box.
yeah, barento box, something like that.
Hmm.
And anyway, in Korean, if you wrote it out, it would be barentu. It's three syllables.
Hmm.
And so I think with a combination of that, and I guess, knowing about the name Brenton, I was getting that, from
Yeah.
them. They were
Sure.
calling me that. So they told my friend, well, he had younger siblings, and they told those siblings, oh, yeah, well, Robert has this he has these friends he has a friend over named whatever they said. I would imagine they said Brentu or Brenton, right? But I
Yeah.
remember I was over at his house for the first time, and then these younger kids started running down the halls because they came home and they started yelling, Bronte, Bronte. They're calling me Bronte,
Okay, that's cool.
They call me Bronte.
I like that.
And then I meet the mom, or I talked to the mom some more, and she was calling me, and she was calling me. I think she was calling me, but Brentu, yeah. She was calling me Brentu, you know. But then the dad was calling me Brenton. He was saying Brenton is what I'm getting at. The
Uh-huh. So
dad
they all
somehow
had
just
each person had a different name for you.
yeah, exactly, yeah. And he would always say, "Oh, hello, Brenton. Hello, Brenton." He would call me Brenton. Brenton. Anyway, all right, anyway, and then all of this leading up to when I graduated from elementary school, which for me, elementary school went to sixth grade, but for a lot of kids these days, it goes to fifth grade, and then
Uh-huh.
they go to what's known as middle school, if sixth grade, seventh grade, and eighth grade. For me, I went to junior high. We had junior high, and I went to junior high in seventh grade, and
Hmm.
I was just there until you do seventh and eighth grade there, and then you go to high school. When I was graduating from sixth grade, we had to walk down the aisle, and then I remember walking down this aisle to where I was going to be sitting, and I just heard out of the corner of my ear, a Brenton. And I look over, and it was my friend's dad. I mean, my friend from fifth grade, my best friend from
Yeah.
fifth grade's dad. Although in sixth grade we took a break, so we weren't really friends on in sixth grade. Then we became best friends again in seventh grade.
Okay,
But
sure.
we thought it would be good to see see other best friends, in
Yeah, it's
sixth grade.
healthy. Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
You have
we didn't
boundaries.
want to be so committed. No, we kind of had. I don't know. It's a longer story. Actually, I'll get into it. Actually, he just in sixth grade he started hanging out with I think a different crowd, and yeah,
Started smoking and
we fell
wearing
out.
leather jackets and things.
Actually, he did start smoking in
Okay.
seventh grade, or actually maybe it was eighth grade, and he was kind of a bad boy, and then his parents sent him to military school for eighth grade, and then we kind of started to lose touch actually,
Mm.
um, but in sixth grade he started hanging out with the cool kids or whatever. I mean, I was cool, but they were sort of more generally thought of at the school as cool kids or something like that, popular kids or
Oh,
whatever.
sure.
And
Popular culture kids.
yeah, they were more mainstream style, I guess.
Hmm.
But so I don't know. He kind of we kind of fell apart there in sixth grade. But yeah, but his parents didn't know that, and the dad, I remember he go, Brenton, Brenton, Brenton,
Like he
Brenton.
remembered you.
Well, he just thought I was. I think he felt joy in seeing me go down the aisle.
Yeah, nice.
But then actually, so that was graduation day, and then the last day of school. Then after the graduation day, we had a sort of final day of school, and it wasn't the graduation day, but it was sort of just a final, more casual day. And I was with my friend Max Lifshitz, and I kind of made a whole short film about this. It's called Weinbach in Wonderland, but I was with my friend Max Lifshitz. His name was actually spelled Livshits, by the way. It wasn't like it was Schitz. You know what I
It was
mean?
straight up live shit.
Yes. And uh, so I was with him, and we were sort of sitting on these steps at the end of the day, and you know, my friend Robert, his mom came.
Mhm.
I should I actually
Robert
I've been
Live Penis, right?
what?
Robert Live Penis.
Right, yeah. I should save this story for I've been planning on having I've had this thought about having this friend of mine on the show actually,
Mm.
and along with another friend of mine who I've known for a long time since elementary school. But whatever. So look, this isn't a rerun. This isn't a repeat yet, but it will be a repeat. Just a heads up. So
Yeah, it's a
kind of
pre-repeat.
it's sort of is a pre-repeat. It's a pre-peat.
Yeah, yeah.
So just heads up, guys. You're going to hear this story again probably. But anyway, he said uh, they didn't know that we had kind of broken up, and so the mom was there with him, and anyway, he was having this party after school. It was kind of a last day of school party at his house, a house I hadn't been to in probably a year, or maybe it was less than a year, but and I was on the steps, and then his mom saw me and thought we were still friends. She said, "Oh, are you?" She said, "Oh, Brentu, did you? Are you gonna come to our? You gonna come to the party?" And I said, "Oh, there's a party." And I'm saying, She goes, "Yeah, we're having a party or whatever." Anyway, she invited me, and my friend didn't want. He kind of. I don't think he wanted me to be invited or whatever, and.
But, I'm a guest of your mum, so I'm not here for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so, and he was there, I think, but we got the invite, and it was going to be all these kind of more popular kids, that were at this
Sure.
party. And I might even show a picture of the party actually right now, or I could save it for for the extended, but because I have to find it, but
Hmm.
um, anyway, we got invited, and then I think I said, "Oh, could my friend Max come too, or whatever?" And so she said, "Yeah, sure." And I mean, it's pretty much depicted. You could just watch Weinbach in Wonderland and you get the actual depiction of what happened. But I talked to my friend Max. I said, "Should we go to this?" And even though I thought it might be kind of weird for me to go,
Yeah.
and he said, "Yeah, let's just check it out, I guess," or something like that. And we did. We checked it out, and I'm trying to remember how this went down actually, because I also remember the last day of school I was going to the movie theater. Anyway, we went. Oh yeah, yeah, that's what it was. There was. I should have this. I regret this actually. So
You
we
should
went.
have the people
This
here.
is actually so probably I don't know who cares about this actually, but this is so whatever. But so it was the last day of school, and yeah, I regret this. Max and I went to a get together with our actual friends at this place called Ed DeBevick's, which is this. I don't know. I think they still have it, but it's a '50s kind of place. It's a '50s throwback kind of place in Los Angeles, and we went there. That was kind of the after school hangout. Is we went to Ed DeBevick's, and our real friends were there. And then, but we only stayed there for a really short time because we said, well, we should go to this party, this cool kids party or whatever. And so we got dropped off there at this party, and everyone was actually nice there and everything, but I don't know, it was kind of uncomfortable because at one point they all played Truth or Dare, and there was girls at this thing. Okay,
Sure.
it wasn't just Truth or Dare with boys only. They
Boys
weren't
only.
just saying,
Start time to spin the bottle. Boys only.
yeah, yeah. They weren't just saying, it's what do you do? How do you play boys only spin the bottle and people and I mean, what do you do with the bottle? Are you supposed to are they kissing each other? Are boys kissing each other? Are they just doing things with the bottle? Anyway, I it was pretty embarrassing because I didn't basically, and there was a girl there that I did have a crush on, and had a crush on since third grade, you
Hmm.
know. Well, I had a crush on her in third grade, and then, mainly third and sixth grade, I guess. Big crush on her. And she was the big elementary school crush, especially third
Sure.
grade. Ah, geez. Third grade, big crush. Man, I remember sitting, gosh, that feeling of I got placed with her in line when we went to this one assembly or something like that. I think they took our class to the cafeteria, which is where the stage was, to see some classes production of an American Tale or something like that, and they did a live stage version of it or something like that. Anyway, it was just a short thing, and we went. But I remember I got to sit next to her in this assembly, and I remember just feeling real good about sitting next to this girl, and her leg. Was touching my leg. Gosh, man, that felt really crazy to me. I mean, it was just to
Uh-huh.
just be that close to this girl that I had a crush on. I used to I used to think about that girl. I think I've talked about this before. I definitely have. The imaginary friend episode. My imaginary friends were not fictional people. They were real people that I knew. And one of them was this girl actually. I would pretend that I would think about I would act as though she was hanging out with me after school or something like that, and I was having conversations with this girl I had a crush on. But I did that with actually not just girls I had crushes on. I had that with did that with the guys I had crushes on too.
Sure, sure. You do play spin
Um,
the bottle.
yeah. I would do yeah, I would play the spin the bottle by myself, but it was actually with my imaginary friends, you know.
Hmm.
We do all kinds of crazy things with those bottles, you know. We'd stick them in they would stick them in places. I wouldn't do that, but I would watch them. My imaginary real friends stick bottles in, you know, holes I didn't think were open, you know.
Sure,
I thought
sure,
those holes
sure.
were closed, you know. But now they were open for the day, but anyway, yeah, I remember this one time that girl and I both saw the same movie on TV and we were all talking about it, you know. It was
Uh-huh.
that movie Cat's Eye. They played Cat's Eye on TV. You know Cat's Eye?
Damn, that rings a bell.
We it was it's about a cat that goes it's a kind of different stories, but the cat goes to different you follow the cat through to the different stories, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Drew Barrymore is in one of the stories, the final story. It's
Uh-huh.
about the final story about this kind of little troll character that comes out of the wall and tries to steal life from things. And anyway, the cat is involved and you know whatever helps this girl out. But I remember us talking about Cat's Eye, and I don't know, we were just really connecting on that movie, and then. The teacher told us to stop talking or whatever. But so that girl was at this party,
Hmm.
and uh, and yeah, and it was all these kind of more cool kids or whatever, and we were there. We were just it was a bit out of place. But anyway, I wasn't comfortable doing this truth or dare thing. I mean, I was fine watching, but they said, well, you can't just watch. You have to play also. And I just wasn't down to play, so I didn't play. I left the room, and and that's fair enough. That's fair enough. You know, I shouldn't be able to just sit there and watch. You know, it's you know
Yeah, yeah.
that's not really.
It's not
I get
truth, dare, and cuck, you know.
what.
Truth, dare, and cuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You get
Truth, dare,
chair
and
in the
cuck.
corner.
Yeah,
Chair in the
exactly. Yeah,
corner.
get the chair in the corner. Yeah, it's not even a cuck situation. It's more just like a voyeur. It's
Yeah, yeah.
truth. I guess it's just purely just truth, dare, or watch. I would have
Yeah,
loved
sure.
to watch. I like to watch. Okay, I don't want to do. I don't want to
Hmm.
dare. I don't want to dare, and I don't want to reveal. You know, I just want to watch. Um.
Sure.
So Max, on the other hand, did stay.
Hmm.
He stayed, and he was down to play.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just there was one other kid there though that didn't want to play, and he was in another room. I don't know, watching TV or playing video games or something like that. I think that guy's name was Ji Hun or something like that. What was his name? I forgot his name. But and anyway, I just felt like I shouldn't even be at this party, and I called my mom and asked her to pick me up or whatever, you know. So
So that's
that
what
was
you
the end of
regret.
that.
You regret going. You feel like you should have
Well,
stayed at
no,
the diner.
I should have stayed at the diner. Yeah, I just
Hmm.
feel like that's where my real friends were, and I
Yeah.
felt like, yeah, I should hang out with them. You know, I remember there was a similar thing that happened in seventh grade where I was friends. I had different friends, kinds of friends. I had friends that were kind of getting more involved with bad boy kind of stuff, and
Hmm.
eventually would get into gangs and stuff. And I had friends that were not doing that. You know, they were whatever. I mean, just regular kids. And yeah, in seventh grade, I had two friends, and they were in these two groups, and they both had birthdays on the same day. And I had to sort of choose which
Hmm.
birthday to go to. And they said, and so yeah, I regret it. I went to I went to one. What did we see? We saw a movie, and we had food, and then we went to his house to have fun. I remember his birthdays were really fun because I think the previous year. So I had this one friend. His name was Dustin, and we had one year we stayed up all night and we started doing ghost stories. And his mom, this is such a cool thing about his mom. We saw this, we were telling this story, and then we started seeing there was some figure outside his window and some creepy old guy or something like that. And then it turned out it was his mom with a mask on. She actually went out at night to scare us with this
Yeah,
mask. I
that's
thought,
good.
man, your mom's cool. At first we were freaked out too because we thought, oh my God, there's a guy out there. And we were telling these kind of scary stories or whatever. And then I remember then when the reveal of that it was his mom, I thought, whoa, your mom is cool. She went out there at night with this mask on and stuff. I thought that was really cool. And but we stayed up late and we were playing games and stuff, and it was fun. And that was just pure fun. That was boys having fun.
Hmm.
That
Hmm.
was the year before. But then this other year in seventh grade, I had to pick because the birthday parties were either a big group of boys hanging out at the guy's house, or I go to this other guy's house, which is my other friend Burke, and he's the other guy I want to have on the podcast. But it was just the three. It was just these other three boys. One of them who was kind of getting into gangs and stuff, and then eventually the other one would get into gangs too. But yeah, or these other more kind of just boys having fun kind of thing. So it was more of anyway, my friend Burke, he lived in Silver Lake, and at the time, Silver Lake was a bad area. Okay, so Silver Lake is now a trendy, nice area. A lot of people want to, it's desirable, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't back then. And so, this is the early 1990s, right? And so I went there. I mean, off the bat, I go to 7-Eleven and to go meet my friend, I think, or we go to 7-Eleven together, and there's these kind of, I don't know, hooligans playing a arcade game, and they kind of hustled my friend for a quarter or whatever. Anyway, that doesn't matter, but yeah, it was just kind of a darker hangout. I split it up though. I said I'll go to the movie with the first group and I'll maybe have food with them, and then I have to go to this other group. But the other group was, I don't know, just kind of it was darker. They got BB guns, and then they were shooting these BB guns. They were shooting them at cars actually, which was kind of dark.
Yeah.
And
Bad boy stuff.
yeah, they were doing bad boy stuff, and then they had this leaf that they got that I don't think was an actual marijuana leaf, but they were trying to smoke it and stuff. And I mean, I wasn't doing that, but I don't know. It was just a bit of it was a smaller group. It was just the four of us it was only four of us total.
Hmm.
And anyway, yeah, we just, we watched, I don't know, we just watched different things on TV, and then, I don't know, it wasn't as lively as it would have been of the other group. And, well, I'm glad I was able to do both things, but I also feel like it would have been probably more fun at the other thing,
Wasn't your scene.
No, I mean, it was kind of my scene because these were my friends too, but it was just a darker kind of setup though.
Sure.
And it wasn't the kind of lively, it was kind of more bad boy kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And it wasn't as, it just wasn't as vibrant. It was just kind of darker. It felt darker. But I mean, at the same time, I'm glad to have both experiences. I mean, have see both sides of a thing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I appreciated that about my friend experience, even and then going through high school. In high school, I had a even more diverse, array of friends. I
Yeah.
mean, I was friends with everybody in high school. I wanted to be. I felt like it was. I learned. It was good for me to sort of experience these different walks of life, and different cultures and stuff. And so I was proud to be friends with all different types of people. I mean, different demographics. You know, I was friends with, there was the all the older, younger, and you know, the only thing I wasn't friends with was girls, really, for the most part. It's impossible, you know. Ugh. But I had some girlfriends when I was in elementary school. Some friends that were girls in elementary school, and man, I wish I should have stayed friends with those girls. It would have been a different trajectory for my life, you know. Do you have
Sure,
friends that
sure.
were girls when you were younger?
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
think
not.
similar with you though, where I tried to like be friends with lots of different groups of people
Oh, did you? Yeah.
through, yeah, we called
Were
it
you friends with bad
secondary.
boys?
We called it secondary school in the UK.
Yeah, right, right. Were you friends with bad boys?
Yeah, I was friends with some bad boys
Was it a gang
and
called
some
the
good
Destroy?
boys.
Was it a gang called the Destroyers
Oh
or?
yeah, yeah. This is yeah. I got their merch.
Yeah, they sell merch now. They have a website and stuff.
Yeah, they have a website.
Were you friends with bad boys and good boys?
Yeah, bad boys, good boys,
Oh
the whole
yeah.
shebang.
Do they have gang members in England?
Not definitely not the
I mean,
same.
not. I mean, I know they have organized crime people, but
Yeah, I
did
think
they
not this.
have?
Definitely not the same as like LA.
Right.
Yeah, different culture for sure.
Um. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was just a dark time. I'm glad. Yeah, whatever. I do.
Hmm.
But the yeah, man, I had these friends that were girls. I had a friend that was a girl. I think in second grade or something, or first or second grade. And man, that girl could have been my girlfriend if I stuck with it. But at a certain age, I got to this point where I thought, oh, I shouldn't be hanging out with girls, you know? But yeah, I had friends that were girls. I had a friend that was a girl in, well, a lot of grades until maybe
A lot of
second grade or
grades.
a lot of grades until I think third grade is when I said, oh, I shouldn't hang out with girls anymore.
Mm.
Even though but what an idiot! Because man, that girl could have been my wife if I hung out with the girls more. If I hung out with girls more in later elementary school, I could have been married by now.
Yeah, you could have had several wives, you know.
Yeah, I had a lot of wives, a lot of wives.
A lot of
Actually,
wives.
he has had a lot of wives. But yeah, I mean, I had this one friend that was a girl named Ashley, and then I had this other friend that was a girl named Casey, and then Michelle. Michelle was cool too. Michelle was her mom was Japanese and had this Japanese connection, and she got the Nintendo before anybody else got it.
Okay, that
She
is
got
cool.
she got the Nintendo before. I mean, this Nintendo came in before
Hmm.
it got released in the United States. She had the Nintendo because her mom had this. Her mom's friend had, you know, was dealt with toys and stuff or something like that.
Yeah. What was that your
So
first? What was your first console?
my first console was an Atari, actually.
Okay.
An Atari. It was actually an Atari 7800.
Okay. So you was
Not
already
the
into it.
what?
You was already into it.
No, no, no. I wasn't. I
Okay.
actually didn't. I got an Atari 7800. I got that when the Nintendo was popular.
Sure.
So, what the way it worked is when my friend Michelle had Nintendo, and like I said, this is before it came out. I didn't really care about I didn't really care about it actually at the time, and I had seen Atari at a friend's house once before,
Hmm.
and I didn't really care about that either. And even I remember when Nintendo did come out, I thought the commercials sounded stupid to me. You know, they said these commercials went, "Now you're playing with power," and I for some reason thought that sounded corny to me. You know,
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that's a little
thought
bit.
that sounds stupid. Now you're playing with power. I just thought it seemed lame to me. You know, but then I started getting more into it maybe a year or so after it came out. You know, and then I was only going to people's houses to play Nintendo.
Sure,
I would
sure.
say, "Hey, you have Nintendo?" You know,
Yeah.
and they say, "Yeah," and I say, "Okay, yeah, let's. You want to hang out?"
And
Go there.
that's when the
Um,
girls dropped off as well.
yeah, it is actually kind of. It
Yeah.
is. It is. God, I should have stuck with girls instead of games, you know?
Uh-huh.
I could have
Yeah.
been married, don't you know? One of these elementary school girls would could have been my wife. I mean, this girl Michelle was cool. She was hip to stuff. I remember I hadn't hung out with her in a while. She changed schools too, but I remember I ran into her at at Thrifty's. I called it Thrifty's, but it was actually called Thrifty. But
Hmm.
that ended up becoming Rite Aid, but which is no
Sure.
longer, by the way. But um, I remember running into her, and she was all hip and cool, and then I guess she had played Super Mario Brothers 3 before that came out, and she just seemed really cool and stuff. I thought, damn, that girl. I think about it, I think that girl was cool. Gosh, I missed out. That was a missed opportunity. I just fully was so closeted as a heterosexual back
Uh-huh.
then. I thought I can't be hanging out with girls. You know,
Sure,
gosh,
sure.
what an idiot. Anyway, what I'm getting at is, yeah, the game stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wanted a Nintendo, and instead I got Atari 7800, and I got one. Hey, you know what? I'm grateful for it. I did cherish it. You know, I played it. You know, I had Pole Position 2, which was on there, and that
Hmm.
was pretty good. You know, it was pretty good graphics, Pole Position 2. But I also had some regular Atari 2600 games on there, like Asteroids, and I had The Empire Strikes Back, and I had Star Blaster. I had Berserk. You know,
Nice.
I had a couple kids games. There were Sesame Street games.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some Big Bird game. You get eggs, I
Some
guess.
Big
You kind of,
Bird bullshit.
yeah, it was some kind of. Oh no, sorry, did I say Big Bird? I meant Big Birch. It was actually based
Oh
on
yeah.
you. It
Oh
was
yeah,
based
yeah,
on
yeah.
you actually. I was you weren't even out yet, but I it was
No.
a kind of a it
It
was
was
some
the
sort of
Japanese. I came out in
yeah. You
Japan
came out in
first.
Japan. You came out in Japan first, exactly. Yeah. Um, I wonder what. Let me see. I think I wrote down my list that I lost my Atari. I have my
The
Atari
games.
games. I had only about 9 games or something like that, but I don't have the system anymore. You know, Star Master, not Star Blaster, was called Star Master.
Hmm.
Yeah, Star Master.
Star
It's
Blaster sounds better.
yeah, but no, but actually Star Master sounds pretty good too, though. It sounds like Star Master sounds like a someone who's an expert gossip columnist or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm the
Yeah.
Star Master. I know everything about every celebrity. You know, I
Yeah.
know how long Brad Pitt's pubic hairs were for Legends of the Fall.
Hmm.
He had to trim them for subsequent movies, but Legends of the Fall, Brad Pitt's
They were
pubic hair
long.
went down to his
Yeah.
ankles.
Legends of the Falling
Mm,
Pubes
right, exactly, yeah.
because they were so long.
Pubics of the Fall. That was.
Yeah.
um, I had asteroids. Asteroids really makes you think of hemorrhoids, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Because it sounds
Yeah.
like
Asteroids.
okay. Roids is it
Yeah.
could be short for hemorrhoids. It could also be short for steroids. Actually, I just realized the word steroid is in asteroid. It is. It's
A,
steroid with an A in the front of it. You
a
know,
steroid.
it's a steroids. A
Hmm.
steroid. Yeah. But it's yeah asteroids. It just sounds like asteroids. I don't know. It definitely sounds
Or
interesting.
like a medication for hemorrhoids.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, Berserk. I had Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. I had Pole Position 2. I had Real Sports 10. In fact, I only had one 7800 game, and it was Pole Position 2. The rest were all 2600 games. But it was backwards compatible. Um, I had Real Sports Tennis, and I had Real Sports Baseball. I played tennis a lot on there.
Hmm.
And then yeah, I had Big Birch's Egg Catch. That sounds suggestive, doesn't it? Big Bird's Egg Catch. I
Yeah.
mean, that
Yeah.
sounds like
What's his
where you,
egg catch?
yeah, where are you catching these eggs? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I mean, you lay eggs, you don't catch them. No, I mean, you catch them. I'm just joking. And then I had Okay, this sounds really suggestive. I had Cookie Monster Munch.
Uh-huh.
By the way, this used the controller that was a number pad. The Atari had this number pad. It was a blue pad. You do
Hmm.
numbers. That's how you play with that. Yeah, those are my games. Actually, what was crazy is you could plug in the Sega Master System controller into an Atari and it worked.
That's pretty cool.
It was the same port,
Yeah.
and my friend had Sega Master System, and we plugged it in, and it worked. Um, but yeah, finally, I did get Nintendo. I got Nintendo late though. I got it, I think, in 1988 or something like that. That was the beginning of a long journey. Played it a lot. But yeah, so what was your first console?
I think we've talked about this. It was a PlayStation 1. I remember
Oh
maybe,
yeah.
yeah, maybe a Sega Mega Drive was in my household, but maybe that was just a friend or a family member brought it over. But yeah, the PlayStation 1 was the big one for me.
Did you?
And from that
Yeah, I think I
era.
told you this, right? But then I lived next to these guys who reviewed video games for a living. They had a video game magazine, and
Hmm.
so they had the PlayStation before it came out, and they let me borrow it. I said that, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I played Ridge Racer and Tekken
Look, you knew
before
all
it
these
came
people
out.
that had the
I know.
had
I
the
knew
tech
people on
before.
yeah, I knew these people who had these stuff on the inside.
That's cool.
I feel like I saw also, I don't know if they had this in other places, but in Los Angeles, there were a lot of these sneak peeks on movies. I saw a lot of movies before they came out too.
Hmm.
They would do test screenings on people.
Yeah, that's definitely an LA thing.
Yeah, I saw My Girl before it came out. So I had the inside scoop on My Girl. I knew what happened to Macaulay Culkin before anybody else. I had the inside scoop on. In fact, I was in some sense a Star Master.
Yeah, for sure.
I knew what Macaulay's next project was going to be before anybody else. I knew what his fate was in My Girl. I'm not trying to spoil it, but you know, I knew what happened. Macaulay was Macaulay a huge sensation in England?
Yeah, Home Alone for sure.
Bad news. I talked about that right already, right?
What's that?
I didn't tell you about that. When I was in England and I lived there for a year, I went down. Macaulay Culkin was in this play there,
Oh, yeah, yeah, I do
and
remember.
he and then I wanted to see him, but he was always quote indisposed
Hmm.
every time I went there, and it was his role was being played by somebody else. Anyway, this older man, came to watch it too, and he was kind of questioning that, oh, so he's not here, he's not going to be here, and then they said no, no, he's not able to make it for this performance or whatever, and the guy just went, bad news. He left.
That's weird to say when you receive bad news.
Well, I felt that guy's pain, by the way, because I
Uh-huh.
went there specifically to see this with Macaulay Culkin too, and I wanted to see. I thought, oh, this would be interesting to see Macaulay in a live stage role.
Hmm.
I went there 3 different times to try to watch this, and he wasn't there. Did I tell you what happened to me at the Piccadilly Circus?
No, no, what happened? I
I
don't
was
think
over at
so.
the Piccadilly Circus. Okay, you guys
Uh-huh.
know the Piccadilly Circus, right? I'm talking to the listeners. The Piccadilly Circus is this thing where it's this basically these acrobats get these pickles and they just, I don't know, find holes that I thought were closed and they
Hmm.
stick them in holes that were closed. I thought. They do their famous pickle catch, routine. It's kind of like an egg catch, but with pickles.
Sure, sure.
The Piccadilly Circus. No, I don't know. Why do they call it the Piccadilly Circus?
Uh, Piccadilly is the area. A circus is like it's not actually like a clown circus.
It's a circle.
Yeah, it's a circle.
Yeah. It's a circle, because like
Yeah.
it's like the F1 circus.
Hmm. It's still a ridiculous name though. Piccadilly is a ridiculous name.
Right. It sounds interesting. You know what it sounds like? A Piccadilly sounds like, I don't know, makes me think of tickling somebody, with a pickle,
Uh-huh.
like, oh, he's pickling somebody, or like Piccadilly. I don't know. It makes me think of a belly getting pickled. I mean, yeah, a belly getting pickled,
Sure, sure.
or somebody tickling somebody's belly button with a pickle. That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking of.
in the belly
And that,
button for sure.
yeah, in the belly, they're getting a pickle. They're tickling someone that has a bigger belly, and they're just
Uh-huh.
sort of sticking that pickle in the button, and they're kind of just teasing them a little bit, and then person with the belly is kind of giggling a bit.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I see it.
But circus and the circus just make me think of clowns. They're up there kind of on the podium and they're getting tickled by some clown or something like that. Or maybe a clown has a pickle for a nose or something like that, and he's kind of just nosing his button.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Or something like that. But I get it. Circus is can refer to it's any circle kind of thing, you know. I
Hmm.
guess that's what it means. Why is a circus, you know, with clowns and stuff and acrobats? Why is that called a circus? Actually, is it because that would be in a circle as
The
well?
round tent, I guess,
Yeah, the
maybe.
round tent, I guess, because I think um, racetracks are called circus also.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, F1 circus. So yeah, the Piccadilly Circus, it's got a lot of. I feel like that's where it's almost like the Times Square or something of
Yeah, it's
you
super
know
touristy.
of London. There's a lot of
Yeah.
lights, a lot of signs, a lot of lights, a lot of lights.
Lots,
There's a lot.
lots of
There's a lot.
lights.
It's really flashy, you know,
Uh-huh.
and well, it's a great place to be
Sure.
because if you like lights,
Uh-huh.
and it's kind of like the Shibuya or whatever of you know
England.
that of England of
But what
whatever.
happened to you there?
I went to a bathroom during the day,
Uh-huh.
and you know it was some public bathroom. You know, so it was the I went to the WC. I went to some
Yeah.
wash closet up there, and I
Hmm.
went in, and I'm trying to remember what happened, but I went in and did I leaked out my pee. You know,
Yeah. I can't imagine it was a good bathroom in Piccadilly Circus.
probably wasn't, but there was
Mm-mm.
this guy who looked like a normal kind of guy. I'm trying to remember exactly how it went down. But he went to the stall next to me, but I kind of was finishing up and I was
Hmm.
washing my hands. And how did this work? The guy was, what happened? No, okay. He was I think he just started standing near, I forgot exactly the details, but the guy started rubbing his crotch. Okay. And he
Okay.
was kind of trying to get me to, he was wanted me to look at it and stuff, you
Uh-huh.
know? And I was washing my hands and he started I think he was just standing near the sink and started rubbing his crotch. And I kind of thought that was a little uncomfortable to me. I mean, he wanted me to
Sure.
do
Yeah.
something. I think he was trying to get me to do something. I think he wanted me to tickle him with a pickle or something like that. Or
Yeah, yeah. He said, "This is Piccadilly. This is how we do
I
it."
think this is what it was. I think he started rubbing his crotch. I was at the stall, or not the stall, but I was at the urinal, and the urinal next to me, he started rubbing his crotch, and he wasn't going pee. Then I
Mm-hmm.
went to wash my hands, and he kind of followed me over, and he was still trying to rub his crotch or something like that. And like I said, the guy looked, he didn't look like a sketchy kind of guy, but
Yeah.
he just was acting sketchy.
Hmm.
And anyway, I just thought I got to get out of here, you know, and I just thought I got to wash my hands as quickly as I can, you know. But
Yeah.
I had to wait the whole 2 minutes, you know, because you can't thoroughly get the germs away, especially if somebody's rubbing their crotch. You have extra germs you got to wash away because there might have been
I would have dealt
spores.
with that somewhere else.
There were spores that might have flown from the rubbing of the crotch, you know, kind of crotch spores, because
Yeah, sure.
he activated his crotch, so the spores are kind of floating around. So I thought, oh, I got to wash them even more. No,
Well,
I
yeah,
don't know.
that makes sense.
I think I wasn't even I don't think I even cared about that stuff at the time because I wanted to get out of there. But I'm still trying to remember what happened here. I think maybe when I was peeing at first, he kind of stood in the stall and didn't pee and was just standing in the stall. Maybe he was trying to
Hmm.
peek over at my pickle, you know, but
Yeah,
my
Piccadilly.
Piccadilly, you know. And then when I went over to this, then I thought, all right, get this pee out of here and get out of here. And then, but I think I still felt the need to wash my hands or something. I just remember them. He moved over and was definitely trying to rub his crotch. Anyway, I get out of there and I just kind of just try to go to another bathroom or something like that. I was kind of a little wanted to get out of there.
Yeah,
I felt a sense
understandable.
of urgency.
For some reason.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he was kind of living up to the name Piccadilly in a way.
For sure. For
Do
sure.
you ever have any sketchy things happen in London?
Oh no, nothing like that.
Did you ever
No
go to
bathroom
any?
crimes.
Did you ever go to any musicals there?
No, I didn't see any musicals there. A couple plays, forgettable plays. No musicals. You know they
Oh,
had the Michael Jackson one, but I never went to it.
the Michael Jackson one?
Thriller?
Oh, there was a Thriller thing?
Yeah, musical.
Thriller already is a musical, kind of, you know? It's a
Yeah.
musical with zombies.
hmm The Thriller and Cats is like always playing there, or was always playing
I
there.
saw Cats in London.
hmm
It was so 80s to me. You know what I mean? It felt so 80s, you know?
Sure.
And there was this picture of Nana Mouskouri that was up on the wall there, and it wasn't a picture from the 80s, but it looked like it was.
Yeah.
But
Maybe I saw Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
How is Dick Van Dyke revered in England?
Yeah, he's revered.
He is.
Yeah, for sure.
Do they feel like okay, he did kind of did they feel he did a bad representation of English people, or did
No,
they
I feel
think
like it's accepted. It's classic.
really?
Yeah.
They think that Dick Van Dyke did a good job portraying an
Yeah.
English person? Really?
Yeah, yeah, I think he did. I think people think just because of, yeah, from that film for sure.
Well, no, I mean Mary Poppins
Yeah,
also, you know.
yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So they feel like
Oh, and No, he wasn't British in
was he
Chitty Chitty
English in
Bang Bang,
Chitty
was
Chitty
he?
Bang Bang? No, I don't think so, right?
No, yeah, I think it's just Mary Poppins.
Just Mary Poppins, but they felt like, oh, they think, oh yeah, he's doing a good job here, even
I
though he's
mean,
all going around going, "Hello, governor." I mean, it sounds a bit put on, doesn't it?
I mean, people are like that.
Hello, governor. Mary Poppins. Oh, Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins. Oh, it's a wonderful day with Mary. I mean, he's very. I mean, look, he's a showman. You know.
Yeah, he's just
You know,
hamming
he's
it up.
still. Did you listen to that Poundcast episode where he was, you know, the guy, it was Vice Cooler, you know, and did you
hmm
listen to that one? You know, he
I
does
mean,
haunted houses.
yeah,
He reviews haunted houses, and apparently Dick Van Dyke, he goes all out every year on Halloween.
Dick Van Dyke does.
Yeah, he loves Halloween,
Okay.
and he has a big haunted house at his house.
hmm
And the
That's
guy's
interesting. Still,
he's active, yeah, and he's what is he
mm.
99 or something?
Yeah, 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 something ridiculous.
You ever watch the Dick Van Dyke Show?
No, never seen
It's
the
a good
Dick Van
show.
Dyke
It's
show.
probably one of the greatest shows of all time.
hmm
You know, it's about a writer. You know, for a writer for a talk show. You know, and it's as if it's almost like a pre version of Larry Sanders or something like that. You know, in a way. But
hmm
yeah, you know, it's cool. It's about this writer. You know, a TV writer, and you know, it's based on Carl Reiner created it, and it's based on him. Actually, um my neighbor my neighbor's well, but the dad of this house that was near us, he when he was a kid, he was the kid who was in the pilot for the show that would become the Dick Van Dyke Show, and then and Carl Reiner starred in it, and he created it, and then then they redid that this was the pilot, and then when they picked it up, they got Dick Van Dyke to star in it to do
Sure,
the Carl Reiner role.
sure.
And that must feel weird, right? To create a show about yourself, kind of, and
Yeah.
then you actually shoot it and you play the role of yourself, and then they get Dick Van Dyke to replace you
And it
to
becomes
play
his
you.
show. Yeah, that
That's
is
kind
weird.
of weird, right? I mean, Carl Reiner still, you know, worked on the show, and he eventually did play a role on the show, you know. But anyway, they wanted a younger kid. By the time they shot the new version of it, the kid was
Too old.
the guy I knew. I still know actually. He was too old for it, so they didn't use him for it. Yeah.
Dick Van Dyke is a great name as well.
Sure is, isn't it? Dick
Dick
Van
Van
Dyke.
Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke.
Penis Van Pike.
Pike?
Yeah, Penis Van Pike.
Yeah.
It's a different
Va-
take on it, you know.
yeah. Penis. Yeah, I just realized his name is Richard.
Yeah, there you go. Richard Van Dyke.
Richard Dyke. Well, I guess Richard Van Dyke. And then there's Van Dyke Parks. You know about Van Dyke Parks?
Then there's Van Nuys.
No, Van Dyke Parks. Oh, there's
Mm.
Van Nuys, but there's Van Dyke Parks, you know? Van Dyke Parks sounds like, you know, well, first of all, it sounds like a van is parking, you know, but it's
Mhm.
parking, whatever. It's a Van Dykes, Van Dyke Parks, whatever that
Sure.
means. Um, did you have friends that were girls?
Yeah, you asked this already.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
did you, but did you try to stay away from girls at a certain point?
No, no, I think I was all about it.
Damn. Well,
I was
then
all
why are
about
you,
it
and
in my
that's why you're
youth.
married.
And that's why I'm married.
That's why you're married. Damn. I messed up, man. I messed up. I messed up with these girls, you know?
But also, I grew up basically with just my mum and my sister, so I was kind of used to just like
Oh,
that
so you went.
dynamic
Oh,
of
so you went out with your sister and your mom first, and then you
yeah,
got you
yeah, these
used to.
yeah,
You
yeah.
dated your mom and your sister, and that got you kind of
Yeah, yeah. And then
accustomed
we
to
done the
girls.
trial marriage and yeah.
Yeah. Was your sister older or younger?
I have an older sister.
How many years older is she?
I think 4 or 5 years older.
Oh, wow, she's quite a bit older. Did you
Hmm.
look up to her?
Yeah, for sure.
Did she?
Yeah,
Was she
definitely
cool?
like yeah, she was definitely cool and like
Was she cool
my
enough that
first
she was?
instances of like listening to cool music was through my like sister and stuff.
Did she get a lot of Japanese stuff before it came out?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She had the hookup.
Did your sister what's it called? Did she so she what did she introduce you to music wise?
I mean, it was like well, it would have been like early 2000s time, around when I was like 9 or 10. So whatever music was out then and like popular, probably like
Wait, it was early 2000s?
yeah, I think probably like Eminem, things
Oh,
like
that was
that.
considered cool?
For us,
I'm
yeah.
not saying it wasn't I mean, I'm sure people thought it was cool of all time of all ages, but I just wondering. I was very withdrawn from pop culture at that time. But
Yeah.
did she introduce you to I guess what I mean is did she introduce you to underground cool stuff or just independent stuff, not even an underground necessarily?
What do you mean by independent stuff?
Well, you know, he
Probably
was
not. It's probably stuff that I could have found mainstream, but just she was more clued into it than I was because I was just a kid, you know.
okay. So Eminem, what else?
Yeah. So, God, what was I listening to?
Your sister was into rap music.
Yeah, like rap, like R&B, like things like that.
Hmm.
I mean,
I'm trying to think of what I was into in the early 2000s.
yeah.
I mean, I wasn't. I'm trying. Well, I mean, yeah, I know what I was into. I was into very independent stuff. You know, I
Hmm.
mean, I liked Fond Fables. You know what I mean. I liked. I mean, I did like stuff. It was a lot of things that nobody's. It was a lot of. I like local, the bands in the, you know, in the Bay Area. You know, the San
Yeah,
Francisco and stuff. You know, I was like I liked Bart Davenport. You know, and I
sure.
liked whatever people you never heard of. You know, I mean, there was a band in Seattle called the Dead Science that I thought was good, and I liked you know I mean I was listening to you know or whatever stuff I would hear on college radio. I liked people on the Zodic label, you know John
Hmm.
Zorn's label.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, I like all that shit. That's
Yeah.
cool.
But
Naked City. It's a great record.
um, and you know well yeah. Anyway, you know what I just realized we should wrap it up, this main episode up
Yeah,
and
let's wrap
let's
it up.
and you know what we should do?
Hmm.
I mean, we can watch, we can talk, we can chat some more, whatever.
Yeah.
We can also look at some videos and stuff.
Hmm.
of
Actually, I think I have some videos that would kind of. There's a video here that's called "Show Off How to Be Cool at Parties," which is kind of on topic.
mm, let's do
Maybe.
that. Let's check that out. I'll put my headphones on and we'll get into it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to continue on with us and do the extended version of the episode, you can go to patreon.com/poundcast.
No. Oh no, you
What?
can. It is
What?
Poundcast.
POUNDCAST.
hmm
And if you want to watch video of us or of the show, you can go to youtube.com/Brent Weinbach podcast. And I want to thank Jack Birch for his help behind the scenes
hmm
and on this episode in front of the scenes. And I want to thank that's it. I think. And I'll thank the people who are on Patreon who kind of helped the show going. But you know what? I'm glad that, you get something out of it too. You get some extensions, and you
hmm
get some further insights, some further secrets. Look,
Yeah.
this is coming from the Star Master himself, okay? You know what? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll try to see if I can whip up some kind of nasty chunk of star gossip for the extended version of the show.
hmm
Let's see what I can whip up. Yeah,
hmm
I got something. I got something
Okay.
for
There
you.
we go.
Yeah, it's going to be about a well-known comedian.
hmm
I got something that I can give you. Yeah.
Juicy gossip coming up.
Juicy's not even quite the right word. Sweaty.
Okay. There
It's
we
more
go.
sweat. I mean, it's juicy in the sense of sweat.
hmm Yeah.
It's gonna be a wet one, guys. Um, and yeah, I mentioned this at the beginning of the show, but I'll mention it again. But August 15th, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm gonna be a part of the Blue Whale Comedy Festival, and at the Kane's Ballroom, but it's the smaller room there called Bob's Room. Okay, so you're gonna want to go get tickets there. I think you can get them at bluewhalecomedyfestival.com or something like that. Um, so that's August 15th, and then also October 1st, I'll be at the Punchline Comedy Club in San Francisco, and tickets are on sale now for that. Okay, uh, I think that's it. All right. Um, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week, or we'll see you in a little bit in the extended episode. I'm Brent Weinbach.
I'm
This is
Jack
Jack
Birch.
Birch. Bye bye.
Bye bye.